Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Good evening, Guyana. Good night, and welcome to the Lall Show. My name is Melina Harris, and I'll be filling in for Joshua Van Slightman tonight as your moderator. Today is the 11th of April, and it's currently 7:21 p.m. We're, of course, joined in the studio by our esteemed panelists, myself included. We've got Mr. Bernard here, and, of course, we have your host for the evening, Mr. Lall, who has prepared a presentation for you, and I'm sure you're all looking forward to it after a long weekend. So let's have your presentation, Mr. Lall. Good evening and namaste to you.
Namaste to you too. Namaste, Bernard, Raj. Namaste, all Guyana. I was told that our Vice President went to Berbice yesterday and met with some people, in which he promised them that he will be building 6 brand new hospitals in this country. Wow. The wow is not, you shouldn't say the wow as yet. The wow has to come after I finish with what he said. He told the audience that each one will cost 30 million American dollars.
Wow.
That is where you have to say wow. You can build a 15-story building in a city for them kind of money, that, or a hotel with maybe 200 rooms with that kind of money. But I didn't get the full facts, so I'll be leaving that for some other program. Like I said, namaste to all you wonderful people in and around Guyana, and also around the world. I've been getting some messages and phone calls from you people expressing how great you are listening to my program. I'm extremely happy that I can be of service and I can bring these information direct into your ears from this studio here in Georgetown, Guyana. I talked over 1 year consistently about this oil industry. I realize there are many other issues that affects us as a people, but are not given enough exposure. I can hardly think of something that these leaders, both governments, do to benefit the people without skullduggery, scampishness, or thievery attached to them. If you know, Bernard, if you guys know of anything done in the name of good governance, anything done in the best interests of the people of this country, could you please highlight it to me?
Sure.
Or could you please call my phone and let's have this discussion? Bernard, having been at the helm of this newspaper agency for 28 years, I have seen more than enough in which there is nothing I know of that is above board. Every single thing they build, sell, or purchase is always done in a thick cloud of skullduggery and dishonesty. It is like decency doesn't exist in governments in this land anymore. And I'm talking about both of them. Beginning tonight, I will be talking, or I want to take you down the road to memory lane, Miss Harris. Because I have a good memory where scampishness is concerned. All my life, I never like a thief and dishonesty. Leaving Wekenham and starting my journey in life at Stabrook Market, inside the Stabrook Market, I began fighting criminals and dishonesty. The lockups in Stabrook Market, I built it. I built it especially to lock up thieves and criminals roaming the corridors of the Stabrook area. Back in the late 80s, I used to protect the 600 plus stallholders from those demons who were set on robbing the innocent and weak shoppers back in those days. That fight, Miss Harris, and stance is still in me, and it will never leave me. I don't have an actual lockup today, but I have been using my media outlets, both radio and newspaper, to expose criminality in every sphere of life. I honestly believe my fearless reporting on the 2002 jailbreak that led to the crime spree in this country has made Kaieteur News the leading newspapers on to this day in this country. I recall the head of the gang, fine man, called Kaieteur News, having spoken to the editor-in-chief, Adam Harris, and wanted to speak to me. And from the moment he said, "This is Rondell Rollins," I knew it was fine man, and asked him, "Boy, what this so-and-so you did to those children?" You hear that, Ms. Harris? I remember telling him, I said, "What is so-and-so you did to those children? What did they do to you that you had to slaughter them in that fashion?" I was talking about the slaughter when he went in Lusignan and slaughtered those people. He said to me, "Glenn, what they did to my wife and my child, where is my unborn child and my wife, Tanisha Morgan?" The conversation went on for about 20 minutes, and it ended when he said he had to go and he will get back to me. A wanted bulletin was out for him and Adam Harris. My editor at the time called the Commissioner of Police, Henry Green, and told him Glenn Lall spoke to fine man. And he in turn called me and asked me to come to his office to give a statement. Long story short, Bernard, what statement was I going to give? To talk about a private conversation and a cost down between me and fine man Rollins?
You don't have to get to know the police.
It so happened that Rollins' sister was gunned down in Kitty, and when reporters turned up at her home, her mother chased the Kaieteur News reporters only. You hear that? Fine man mother chased Kaieteur News reporters only, no other media house. I recall that night, the reporters came back to the office all shaking. One of them wanted to cry. A matter of fact, she wanted to left the work right away. How scared she was. Them even say, fine man gonna come and shoot up the Kaieteur News, when the reports would have gone out the next day to say that fine man mother chased Kaieteur News reporters. Wow. You know, Miss Harris, when I heard that and watched the fear in my reporters, it was too late in the night to go myself to that home. So the next morning, I woke up, dressed, and went straight to the house of fine man mom. opened the gate, went up the steps. The front door was open and they had some guests, of course, mourning the death of the sister or the daughter. I told one of them, I peeped into the house and told one of them to please call the mother of Fine Man. Tell her that Lall from the Kaieteur News was on the veranda to speak to her. Miss Harris, she came out, looked at me, and I said to her nicely, I am here to talk with you because my reporters told me you chased them. So I come for you chase me. Hear that? From then on, it was a ding-dong between me and her. Eventually, her small daughter, I think she was about 15 or 16 at the time, very intelligent young lady, I would never forget that, joined me and her mom in the ding-dong. Hear that? 2 hours after I left there, I sent my reporters back to the home, and Kaieteur News got an exclusive interview from her and the entire family. We didn't even have papers to sell the next day. Man, people calling and willing to pay $500 for one $20 newspapers at the time.
Wow.
Hear that? Had I print 200,000-300,000 paper that day, all would have sell out at $500 each. I recall the headline of the newspaper on that day. An exclusive interview with the family of Guyana's most wanted. That was the strapline at the top. I want these killings to stop. Everybody come together and pray for the nation. Yes, the mother of Guyana's most wanted said those words, Uncle and Auntie. She told me those words, told the reporters those words. Because during my discussion, I said, lady, you're the mother of that man. And you can bring a big difference in this country if you only call for peace on both sides. Your son, even if you don't talk to him, will pick up this newspaper and read it, that the mother is calling for peace in Guyana. You know what the sister said, Bernard? We are not looking for revenge. Yes. That paper, you could get that paper. I think it was on the 11th of March, 2008. Yes, 2008. Few months later, Guyana's most wanted, along with his colleagues, were killed in a rain of bullets by the Guyana police force. Yes. He was killed along with Fine Man, who killed 5 of the pressmen, my pressmen at Eccles. They were in a house locked away on the Linden-Soos Highway, and one of their friends gave them away, and the police and the army stormed it and took them out. Yes, that is what ended 6 years of terror in this country. Miss Harris, I share this story with you and all of Guyana just for you to know how I stood my ground. Yes, I stood my ground for what I stand for and what I believe in. As the head of a news outfit, I believe you have to call a spade a spade. You have to tell the truth. You don't butt up a story fearing criminals or fearing governments. No. I don't believe the man above would hand you or give you an instrument of this nature to wheel and deal or play games with the nation. Yeah. You either do it and do it right, or the creator will take it back from you. Just like how many media agencies have come and gone. Or, like they say, fallen by the wayside. All the time, my reporters writing stories on government, corruption, criminality, scampishness, skullduggery. Yes, they would say to me, boss, don't put my name. Yes, I don't want anybody to know I write this story. Even up to today, you know. Even up to today, they don't want that. And you know what I will tell them, Miss Harris? I'll tell them, whenever you write a story, I even tell the editors, whenever they write or they can't defend the story in the newspaper, just tell the people call Glenn Lall and give them my telephone number. And tell them too that Glenn Lall got all the answer for everything in the newspapers because it is his newspapers. Even if it is the president you find yourself in a discussion with. Yes, that's the stance I took from day one, and I will stand to that until I am breathing air. You understand what I'm saying there, Bernard? Yes. The Kaieteur news has been at the forefront where corruption is concerned in this country throughout the reign of the PPP and into the coalition government. Nothing has changed. I stood my ground. Full exposure began back in 2006, 16 years ago. I had just completed a 2-story, 3-bedroom home for one of my employees in Diamond. When I saw in the Kaieteur news, the very Kaieteur news I own, a flat L-shaped building, which is a secondary school on the island of Wakanam where I was born and grew, built at a cost of 55 million Guyana dollar. I had to call a classmate in Wakanam and beg him to go give me the length and breadth of that building. Let me cut that story short. The contractor that had just built the 2-story home for me told me, Glenn, I would love to build that for 12 million. 15 million? Oh my gosh, that would make my life happy. So why don't you guys apply for these work? My question to the contractor. He said, boss, the government got their own people who them just give these things to. Man, I called President Jagdeo an hour after and told him what I saw in the newspapers and what my contractor told me. His exact words to me, I will never forget, by Glenn. Yes, we know we getting cock. All of them doing me the same thing. Why don't you get your contractor to bid for the work? My heart nearly skipped a beat when I heard those words from the president of Guyana. I responded to him, Miss Harris, by saying, bro, this is how you people spending our tax dollars? And the conversation then went cold. It was the beginning of my relentlessness against corruption and thievery in this country. And because of that, the relationship between myself and President Jagdeo, yes, the relationship began sour, and I didn't speak back to him for 14 years in this country. That school opened my eyes to what was happening with these leaders, that I began exposing as many projects as I can see, yes, that these chaps put hands on. Did they care? Huh? Did they give a damn? I left that for you because you would have been seeing what has been happening from 2006 to now with projects on and off. Yes, they just will keep on going. The coalition government came on board. Did anything change? They just continued with what the President Jagdeo created and cultivated. I will now share a few of the projects so you guys can get a full understanding of how the leaders in this country operate with your tax dollars. Yes. And now they will be getting your oil money.
Million.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I exposed and had a field day with the renovation of the NIS flat building in Corriverton, Berbice. Yes. Smaller than a 3-bedroom flat house. Renovated under President Jagdeo's stewardship for 69 million Guyana dollar. Shameful is not a word to describe that 69 million renovation. Adam Harris and I drove up there to take a peek, Miss Harris, to get a first-hand look at what Jagdeo spent 69 million Guyana dollar. Yes, back in those days, yes, on. That money could have built from scratch an NIS office in every region of Guyana, not just renovate one of the flat building. You hear that? Uncle and auntie, like I forget I'm speaking to you people, but I have you in my heart, don't worry. You know what they did? The NIS head office, a lady named Miss Nelson. I'm sorry for the woman. She called the security guard and tell the security guard to lock out me and Adam Harris, refuse us entry through the gate to go see what renovation they did. The whole episode is on Kaieteur News website, man. Google it. Google it and you'll see it. Unconscionable and shameless set of people you got in this land. The first revelation on this building, uncle, you have to hear what Ashley Singh went on national television and said. You got to listen to his words, the fancy words what the man used. How the air conditioning and seating capacity was included in the renovation. Hear that? When you listen to these people, language, uncle, and you don't know better, they will sell you a 1-foot crapo for a 10-foot chicken and you'll buy it. Yes. I am convinced that above the desk of every government minister, yes, there hangs a manual, a mantra that they repeat every time. Every morning they go in the office, or every time they're going to do or to sell a project. I don't think these people remember the prayers, like how they cram the mantra, this mantra into the head. Yeah, man, don't laugh. The seating capacity Ashley Singh talk about for the NIS building, uncle, is coupled with benches covered with some cheap leatherette underneath the shed outside the flat building. And that is the enhanced seating capacity the 69 million spent on. Enhanced seating capacity. Yeah. Ashley Singh. The same man will say what? Every house should and must have.
Insurance.
Yes. That toolkit. The most important toolkit. Yes. Insurance. And Guyana still don't get insurance on the oil. That's it, man. Yeah, mouth tongue is tongue full of quarrels and fancy words and sentences. That's why, you know, this is not joke. When them chaps see me anywhere, they turn their face away from me. Shame to watch Glenn Lall in the face. I'm telling you, man. Shame. Brasington is in court. And shame for watch me in the court while giving his testimony. Or while I giving my testimony. Yes. They can't face, you cannot face a decent, and more so, a good-looking human being. I'm just kidding, it's all right. Miss Harris, you laugh, right? This exposure, right? Had all of them, this NIS exposure, had all of them nervous at the time. They was ducking and hiding from Kaieteur News. I remember attending the court case between Bara Jagdeo and Freddie Kissoon at the High Court, in which Raja Luncheon was there to give evidence. He was sitting outside alone on a chair, waiting on the judge. Yes, because the court case didn't start yet. And I approached him, and we began to chat. I asked him, I said, the 69 million NIS building, man, how can you guys do that to the people of this country? And Mr. Luncheon, here he said, Glenn, the place costs a lot of money to renovate, you know. I asked him, Mr. Luncheon, show me how and where $69 million can spend to renovate a flat building of that nature. Man, Miss Harris, I was the happiest man the next morning. You know, Raja Luncheon sent me the whole document with the engineer's estimate.
Yeah.
And I recall we dissecting that document. The engineer estimate, the man put 7 million to renovate the roof alone. The roof alone. Wow. At the time, Uncle and Auntie, $7 million could have built over that building from scratch, brand new, not renovated. With the roof money alone, they said they spend on that. Yes. And that was the engineer's estimate for the roof alone. If ever I get a chance to lead or to sit at any office and I got engineers working under me, I will jail most of them. Yes. And throw away the key for doing what they're continuing on a daily basis, yes, to do to this country. With all them estimates they're giving out on all these projects. That's what I'll do to them. I hope you guys listen and remember my face and remember my name. Man, Miss Harris, it was a ding-dong back and forth between the office of the president and Kaieteur News. You hear me? When I began churning out the stories with the $69 million, how much for this, how much for the shed, how much for the benches and so on. If I am to tell you guys the whole story in detail, we would not go home tonight. Yes. Dr. Luncheon challenged me to show him how I spent $7 million to build a house. Right. I didn't send him one house. I sent him 3 flat homes I had built. Yes. One was for $5 million and 2 complete was for $6 million each. All from scratch in cane field. Yes. For my staff. At Diamond. Yes. And Grove. The entire file with all the bills I sent to him. And then he turned around and said, the information was wrong. Imagine you give the head of the presidential secretariat a file with every steel rod, every pound of nail, every truckload sand, every sack of cement, every block, every zinc sheet, and the man said the information wrong. How you like that? Things that you can check, this man will tell me it's wrong.
Exactly.
Huh? Them renovate for $6 to $9 million. And I built 3 houses, flat homes, almost the same size of that building they renovate for $5 and $6 million each. Let me done with this story by telling you this. But how do you hear this one? 3 doors away from the NIS building, there was a signboard on a 2-story posh, actually brand new home for sale. Guess how much the people were selling the 2-story house for, Miss Harris? $25 million. And they said, Mr. Lall, we can negotiate. 2-story brand new, you know.
Wow.
Fence, gate, posh house. Yes. This is why, Miss Harris, them refuse me and Harris entry into the yard. But the seating capacity that Ashley Singh talk about, the wooden benches covered with the leatherette, man, you could see it from the side street. When we asked one of the worker, what is the seat? They say, man, it's just them same bench. But don't call me name. Hey, these people shameless, man. Yes. Happen under the stewardship of President Bharat Jagdeo. Google all the story. Everything is online there, man. You can see it. They also lock out my reporter, Uncle, Neil Marks. Yes. Where he went to see how Robert Prasad spent over $2.5 billion on the Enmore packaging plant. A zinc building with 5 small machines for packaged sugar. Oh, buddy, you could have built that for less than 1 million rather than 12.5 million US. Them said and spent. And put in packaging machines too, with the same 1 million. Yes. Then turn around the other day, sell out everything, the whole packaging plant, the machines. No, they sell out the machines in the packaging plant. Yes. And give away 55 additional acre plus the 12.5 million bond with the land. Yes. We don't know if they ever get back the 12 million US. They said and spent on it. But President Ali telling us they're moving the plant to Borbies to package sugar. What plant you're moving? Eh? Them heist the whole building and carry it there with the land?
Wow.
Come on, man. The couple little machine that take out the plant, load up on a truck and carry it there. As a matter of fact, the owner that they give the land to or sell the land to with the plant, the man said that would have cost you so much money for throw. So which means it's a piece of junk they had there all the time, hiding from the people of this country. Yes. You will hear another 12 million US will have to be spent by President Ali to start back the packaging plant in Borbies to package some $10 sugar. Oh my God. This is not insanity, uncle. This is not skullduggery, auntie. This is not wholesale thievery, Miss Harris. This is not madness, Mr. Bernard. I don't know how to describe these things that are happening in this land. And it seems that there will never be an end to it. Every day in this newspaper we discuss these issues and projects at the Kaieteur News. And almost every day someone of us would have to shout out, not again in this country. And I would say, yes, it's happening again in front of our eyes. Every project sick your soul in this country. And these guys have no shame. None whatsoever. Sometimes we pray for them. Nice things. Very nice things. You know what I mean? With some nice phrases. This is the topic This is a topic, uncle, that can't be done in 1,000,000 programs, much less 1,000 programs. From time to time, I will bring them to you. I have said I've dedicated this week, Wednesday and Friday, to do the same program. I will not be speaking anything about oil. So don't forget to join me Wednesday. I'll continue this campishness for you to understand what's happening in this country. Yes, they're not taking advantage on you. They're not juking you from behind. These people juking you in your eyes with it wide open, robbing you on almost every project they set out to do. And it's not a little bit money Glenn Lall talking about. It is unthinkable money I am talking about. And they're doing it. And they're doing it on things. Uncle and auntie. Man, Miss Harris. Miss Harris, listen to this piece carefully, man. These chaps doing these things on what we can see. They're robbing you on what we can check and verify, like schools, hospitals, health centers, police and fire stations, post offices, all government buildings, etc. Just imagine what they do to all of us on projects we cannot verify or check, like those sea defense projects. Oh, mama. When them tell you they have to fix a 2-mile or a 3-mile stretch of ocean front seawall with boulders, you just shout out and say, "Oh, Papa, are you alive?" And if them alive, go give them a hug. Don't say nothing else. Them are empty the treasury on projects like these. Can you check how much sand, stone or boulders them throwing on a sea defense project, Bernard?
Not at all.
Huh?
You want to go in the modern jacket?
Wow. Can you check on the roads, them highways, all them bridges in the bush, drainage, dredging? Man, some billions to spend on them same canals and trenches. Oh my God. Where all that us do is cutting little grass, shovel little mud, open a little branch, little thing for the water run out. But of course, there's put an excavator there, Bernard, to sit down there for a month or 2 months. You understand? And then they empty the treasury and say how much billions them spend for clean the drain and clean the canal and stuff like that. That's what they do. You can't check them things that. Man, these people are unthinkable. If a flat building that can be built for $7 million from scratch and not 69 million, a luncheon can put up so much defense, then tell me to God Almighty how you can win them on a sea defense project or a road project or a dredging project, man.
That you never done before.
Huh? Can somebody answer that question? I remember them chaps at dig trenches, build bridges, them a build coca all over Guyana. How can you verify them now, man? Some coca, uncle and auntie, some bridges and dams built under Robert Prasad as the Minister of Agriculture cannot be found until now in this country. Find out where the money there. Man, it is unthinkable what goes on in this country. Miss Harris, can you excuse me? Let me drink some water, please.
Sure. You want to take a break?
Thank you. Have the water.
Take your time.
Thank
Take
you.
Another sip.
Yeah, man.
We have much more to tell.
Oh. Just 2 days ago, Miss Harris, we carried a story how Marad, yes, Marad, the Maritime, the government office Yes. What is deal with them boats, stellings, rivers and stuff like that? Had given out a contract to fix up an old boat named M.L. David P. Yes. For $19.5 million. The Auditor General, yes, Mr. Deodat Sharma, said all the money was paid in advance. And to date, no work was done to the boat. You hear that? Yes. Now they put out another contract with another set of money. $13 million to fix up the same old boat. And nobody ain't gone to jail yet for this type of thing. You hear that? Not for the people who pay out the money or the people who collect the money. Nobody gone to jail yet. Although the AG said that this money was paid out without no works done. This is Guyana, eh? And this is the leaders you have. And these are the crimes that we have to live with. Yeah. Some of these crimes, worse than what fine man do to this country.
Not yours.
Yeah, man. The crimes these governments perpetuated, sorry, I used the wrong word, committed in the 20-something, 30 years that they in it, is 10 times worse than what fine man did to this country. And I want to bet somebody that. Anybody. I'm going to put my money. I want a debate on that. Any bets? You can call me after the program or text me. 624-6456. I live in Nandi Park, right where they just commissioned a fire station. Every day, Bernard, from the beginning of the construction of this fire station, I pass there. I have been monitoring with pictures from the foundation to the finish. When I had it over the other day, them said it cost $37 million. Man, it looked like another flat house with a shed. I wish some of you could have seen the pictures. Yes, it's online. Guys, put the pictures online. Let the people viewing this, listening to this program on YouTube, Facebook, can see it.
Yep.
Yes.
It's coming.
And this is what your government, yes, your government, yes, proud to cut maybe $1 million ribbon on. And probably, yes, some kind of fancy $1 million champagne, christening it with. Not a fireworker is there on a bicycle. This morning, coming to work, I noticed the north and south of the fence, the mesh fence. The station got, man, half of it of the north doesn't have, and half of it from the south. They finish it halfway without the foundation. They carry through piece with mesh. You hear me?
Wow.
As for the back of the fire station, they use the neighbor fence as the fire station or for the fire station. Over drainer. Mr. A. Supersad used to be living. It's his home I'm talking about. They built it side to his home on the reserve, the road reserve.
Wow.
Yes. And use the man fence over the gutter. There's no fence to the side. You understand? Well, I don't know if the contractor was paid for that, to do a complete fence around the building. But I'm just highlighting it, and I will double check with it
Yeah, but with
to
that
see.
price, with
Huh?
that price, it should have
Man.
been included.
Man, with that price, you can build 2 and more fire stations, my friend. It's just a little flat building, like a flat home with a shed.
The picture is up.
Yeah, the picture, they put all the picture that they see.
It's a cost of $1 million.
All this sin is being committed in the name of progress, while the people's property burning down to the ground. And the money they're huffing off these projects, Yeah, man. You know what it can do, Bernard? Increase all them firemen and women salary. You could give them 3 and 4 times their salary. And also put in new fire hydrants. Yes, all over this country. But this is the way they're huffing your money, bro. Without any shame whatsoever. I have also been monitoring Miss Harris daily with videos and also photos of the new Rheinveld police station under construction. It near finish. I dedicated one of my staff to go there almost daily to monitor the construction and take pictures and videos from the day they began the foundation. When I hear they announce the price, uncle, I lick down the barricade to get to my office to use the toilet. Yeah, man, I couldn't drive around. Normally, I drive around to come round to my office because I'm just at stone throw away from Rheinveld police station where they have the roadblock. I lash it down with my vehicle. Yes, because I had to come to the toilet. Yes, $59 million. Yeah, man. Pass and see it for yourself. Put it up online, man. It's a house. It more look like a 2-story house. Little fancy with a veranda. Yes. $59 million with a lockup. 4 wall, yeah. You know, Miss Harris, if ever I get it my way, all of you that involved with this type of skullduggery would not end up in that lockup. I would take my personal money and build a special one for IDs. They say like, oh, build one in Stabrook Market. Bernard, this is the culture. This is the culture that your leaders have cultivated in this country. All of them, beginning with President Jagdeo, yes, continued under President Ramatar, yes, and roamed through President Granger, and now it looked like it can live through President Ali's tenure as president. Man, spending your money like if they're spending monopoly money with no shame. They don't spend their personal money like that though. Like the fishermen, the firemen, and firewomen. The money they huff out on these police stations, man, can triple all them poor policemen and women's salaries. You hear they said about build the new headquarters, the fire station, for 800 million. Man, I don't even want to talk about that. But people should go to jail for these things, man. Nari recently built another little flat house and call it an office in Paramakatay, Region 8, at the cost of $37 million, Bernard. Yeah. Show them the picture there, Raj, Miss Harris.
Yeah.
Show them the picture, man. Let us see it.
We're pulling it up.
The present Minister of Agriculture, Mustafa, being an open it the other day. And I want you guys to listen to his words. Yes. These are the kinds, and let me quote him. He said, these are the kinds of investments that the PPP government is making. We are not only making investments in urban areas and on the coast, large investments are being made in hinterland areas to serve the communities and develop the agriculture sector. We have also commissioned a brand new ATV so that our extension officers in these areas can serve the communities better. This shows the government's commitment to developing the agriculture sector in all parts of the country. Agriculture is playing a leading role now in our country. And as the government, we are making a lot of funds available to develop this very critical sector. You hear that, Miss Harris? Yes. Yes, you put up the picture yet, man? Of this large investment for the people to see?
Say large investment
Yeah?
again. With the picture that we have up, it
Yes, put it up, let us see this large
looks
investment.
like a large investment.
Yes.
$5 million home.
Auntie and uncle, the minister said,
Yeah, that's the ATV in front of the building.
the minister said, they are making lots of funds available to develop critical sector and commissioning a brand new ATV, all in the name of the PPP, large investment and development. Wow. Wow. He went on to say, man, a lot of things more, but I can't tell you everything because, like I said, 1,000 more programs it will take me to deal with just one and two of these projects. There's so much, it will maybe go into millions of programs. Yes, but you heard his words. A fence. Security hut. The installation. Listen to this piece, what he said, Miss Harris. Listen to it. A fence, security hut, the installation of perimeter lighting, utilities work, as well as furnishing. You hear that? This is the mantra they got above them head in them office. They got to remember these things when they go out to cut ribbon on these projects. A fence, security hut, the installation of perimeter lighting, utilities work, as well as furnishing. Man.
Before I should buy for Ikea.
Man, if you don't go to school to understand this type of language and put your eye on the project they're talking about, but you would believe it's a new Taj Mahal. They just built in Guyana, when in fact is a little, man, I don't have words. I don't have words to put in front of this flat building I want to describe. But I guess you guys know the word I want to put in front this flat building. You know? You hear the language they use? You'd believe the man built a Taj Mahal, the man. Perimeter lighting.
You see the pyramid?
Huh? Yes. Hot. Security hot.
I
Man.
guess so lights for 12,000.
Man. These are the things, uncle, they have been doing to you guys. And you don't even want to know how much money they're paying the Nari workers. Man, next to nothing. Some of these people can't buy food for their home with the salaried Nari workers again. You understand? When we carry this story in the Kaieteur News, Miss Harris, and I talked about it on the radio, guess what happened? Minister Mustafa jumped out and said, oh, this project was initiated under the coalition government. And them only opened the building, the PPP only opened the building now. He run and take credit with fancy words for the building. And when I exposed the project and exposed him, he holla and says, not the PPP, it's the coalition did that. This is the mantra. This is the game. This is the con. Both the PPP and the PNC continues to play with all of you. And all of you sleeping, believing, in love with these leaders. Oh, them, listen, me leader, me love them. No matter what them do. Oh, me love them. This is me leader. All of you thinking about race and PPP and PNC and can't see what just a few of them, the leaders of these parties, doing to this whole nation by cultivating their dirtiness from the top right down into the government. Man, from the time you join a government work, anyway, check back, check your salary and check what you own after 2-3 years. It's pure corruption, man. Very few public servants. You hear me? Very few public servants. But you gotta be in the realm of things, you know.
The inner circle.
Yes. This one I blame that one I blame this one. I hear Jack they've been blame the PNC again about this yesterday. We'll talk about another game, man.
Half of the time.
Yes. Blaming each other while spending and thieving your money. Yes, the same way. What a beautiful Guyana. Should I talk on more? Or should I call it a day? Huh? I talked about them going to borrow 190 million US dollar. 38 billion American dollars to build Mabura Road from Linden to Lethem. We did not spend that money to build the West Coast Highway, the East Coast Highway, Eccles to Mandela Highway, or the Sheriff Street Highway. But them indebting this country with 190 million to build Bush Road. Well, very few Guyanese will ever see and use. Yes. Yeah, man. But I got the whole country driving in potholes across this land. Should I go on more, man?
You want to hear what the people are saying? Are you ready to?
Wait, let me give them a little piece and finish it.
A little bit more sweetness.
I saw a few days ago the government announced the price to upgrade. Yes, maybe don't talk about the 32 bridge. Yeah, they put a price to it now in the interior. They upgrade 32 bridge to international standards for 3 billion American dollars. That's 7% increase for all the public servants in this country. 7% increase, Bernard. You hear me? They're going to spend for upgrade 32 bridge in the interior to international standards. Shameless, eh? The 190 million for the Bush Road is 7% increase. Not one out of the 38. You hear me? But they wouldn't use that one to give these public servants a decent salary.
Never.
You hear me? International standards. What I mean, man? Anybody know? Huh? Building over them wooden bridges with concrete. Maybe. Or maybe they'll put a special concrete to international standards, right?
Right.
Man, you got Juan Egil said that this is the vision of the president to see development take place not only in the coastal areas but in the hinterland regions as well. Wow, Mr. Egil, wow. This is what they call in vision. They haven't built a bridge since Guyana gained independence in the capital city to a donkey standard, let alone international standard. Now they're telling me they're going to renovate 32 bridge in the bush to international standards. Wait, man. Wait, Miss Harris. Is shame these leaders don't have to use them language? Huh? To use language like these in the 21st century? Almost 8 years. 2 government renovating our international airport that we could have afforded, that we couldn't afford at the time when I built it. According to Jack Dale, a vice president from China was passing through the region and waving billions. So he grabbed onto some to build over we brand new international airport. You are here, we tell the nation? I got a minute?
Let's hear.
Huh? He told the nation when the airport is completed, it will provide passengers and visitors with a level of service never before experienced locally.
Wow.
He told the Guyanese people it will be a behemoth infrastructural development. You hear that word? Behemoth infrastructural development. He means monstrous, gigantic, enormous airport. That's what he means. He also said the airport will be transmogrified into a state-of-the-art facility. The word transmogrified, uncle, means it will be surprisingly or magically transformed. You hear them Travis's word? You hear Jagni's word? Yes, with an extended runway. The country's aviation pundits will be able to entice and attract larger transatlantic aircrafts, which means the passenger flow will be significantly increased. He also said this while selling this project to us, that Guyana has the golden opportunity to tap into the marketing tool and capitalize on its mission to be the gateway to South America. The other one, President Granger, go in and join in with his own flowery language. He said, with a modern airport comes efficiency, high standards and quality service, where an increasing number of investors, tourists, and the traveling public can be processed in a timely manner. This, he said, is critical as Guyana, a new petroleum state, embarks on massive economic transformation. This, he said, will put Guyana on par with other nations in the Caribbean, South America, and further afield. With that renovation and the money this country throw into the pockets of these criminals, uncle and auntie, man, the first person that should have been sitting in jail is President Jagdeo, and then President Granger should have followed him in the same cell for doing the Guyanese people this with that airport project. And I don't mean jail for a few mornings. They should spend the rest of their life behind bars for doing this nation these type of things with that corrupt Chinese government. I'm going to finish here tonight. I never forget David Patterson tell me the Chinese put 1 million truckload sand at $7,000 a truckload. And sand 1 minute away from the runway. You hear that? At the time, Miss Harris, you could bring a whole truckload sand to Georgetown. Yeah, man. That's how he come to me office to justify giving the Chinese people more money on the airport project. After he and his government, while in the opposition, I should tell you, he and his government, while in the opposition, was cussing down Jagdeo for the same corrupt deal. He turned back and continued the corrupt deal.
Worse than them.
Yes, even worse with that project.
Continue to milk the cow.
Yes. This is why y'all can't get medicine, can't get proper roads, can't get proper teachers. Nobody don't want to join the police force. Nurses running away overseas because they can't live on the pennies these leaders paying them. All the money they're thieving out. Yeah, man. They're thieving it out on every single project. Not by 1 time and 2 times and 3 times. In some cases, 10 times. Please, can you guys join me back on Wednesday? Do have a good night. Do have a good night. And God bless you guys all.
Indeed.
Go ahead.
Well, we certainly hope that you enjoyed Mr. Lall's presentation. The lines are officially open now, so if you would like to contribute to our discussion, you can contact us on 226-7453 or 226-7454 or 622-2222.
Or call my cell phone, 624-6456. Please don't call their names. Identify the projects. You call the names, they're going to want to sue me. I can't pay no more. Don't pay 60 something million to Brasington, Winston Brasington, and Donald Ramotar 25 point something million dollar. So I can't take no more lawsuit.
Okay, I think we have a first call.
Take it.
Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Glen Lall Show.
Hey, good night.
Good night.
Night. What's your
As I called in the
contribution?
last time, we want nobody back there. This man got go in jail. On all them, you see, Ghana sit down but resign. We got to get up and come out. All of them, all the family, them overseas, Robert, and them we investigating them. Let foreigners them do it. Yeah, we don't. This nation putting you there, Mr. Lall, and the jailing them. I don't tell you already. God, this nation they under pressure every day. And
My
this
friend-
man got time with nobody.
My friend, hold on the line. My
Yeah.
friend, so much of money this country got. It is unthinkable what am I do with it.
Yeah, this like what the family background and all in thing, and they should shame to know that it is nation money all in Prattville where they're billing all over. But this is the nation money they're taking and doing and got people hungry and both of them. We don't want these people back there. We want them going jail, all of them. I don't tell you already. We don't want them back there because it is over 40, 50. I never vote, but I plan this time. I going to vote for you. This is what I say and the nation saying though.
Yeah,
I
you
never
have a
vote.
couple of,
Since born, I'm a jag on them there. I never vote. When they come, I chase them. I don't know what I'm going through.
Is that a TV, right?
But this nation don't understand.
My
And the
friend, we
next
have
thing-
to start shaming them in the streets.
Yes, no respect for them. Me know what they're running up and down the street with alarm and thing. Them they look so stupid and got people pulling in the car. They looking real stupid right now.
Let me tell you this. If I show up at a function, you hear me? And any one of them they're down there, the AFC, the PNC, or the PPP, look at the face like is the commissioner of police working for them, man. They feel so uncomfortable that sometimes some of them just go weak. I'm telling you, man. And this is how we as a nation have to start treating them. You see, if we don't treat them like this, they would not change.
Exactly. Treat them like a low life, say behaving.
You got to treat them. You got to let them know that you're seeing, you're listening, you understand what they're doing with your money, how they're banking it overseas, how they're thieving it wholesale. Confront them. They can't do you nothing. They cannot do you nothing. I just watch them in the face, and if I get a chance to tell them, I say, you are a thief. What can they do me? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. You have to confront them, man. Confront them. For too long they run this damn country. Some of them run this country with lead pencil. Doing accounts with lead pencil. Google the story, you see it, man. Ministry of Housing used to run with lead pencil. All the billions you pay, lead pencil. They collect them today, rub it out. And when they collect billions, they write millions or thousands. That's what they did, man. There's no record to prove that. But I did that. Google it. We carry stories with it's in the newspaper already, man. Shame them.
Check it later.
Shame them.
Go raise the question. Check it later.
Shame them. You gotta shame them, man.
All right.
I'm trying to keep my pressure down, you know.
Are you really? Are you really?
Yeah. No, but when you know, how do you say these things nicely? The doctor said, "Man, Glenn, don't get worked up."
Yeah,
But how do you not get worked up? How do you not get annoyed?
when is thieving enough? You know, I mean, how much when your thief is enough? You know, our vice president got the boys and said he's spending all the oil money on education, healthcare, infrastructure, and assistance for the non-oil industries. You know, the bulk of the money we spend on that we have in our manifesto. You're not hearing a single word, Glenn, about a 10% increase or a 20% increase for the policemen, the firemen, the teachers, or the nurses. But you're hearing $1 billion, $30 million new hospital. You're not even hearing about a 3% increase to the north so much as a 20% increase. So who gonna be running these hospitals? The same nurses, I think they'll be running it.
Bernard,
What quality healthcare you gonna be getting?
3% and 10%. If President Ali announced 10%, 50% or 100% increase of public servants, you hear me? It's disgusting. You look at my face, man. It is disgusting.
I know that.
President Ali, look at my face too. It is disgusting if you have a 100% increase in public servants' wages with the kind of money this country has and is making already.
Right, and
You understand?
this last.
So stop talking about 10% and 20%.
No, I
man.
understand that. But I'm just saying that it shows you where the priorities are. They're not saying nothing about any increase for the workers. It's all about infrastructure, billions and billions. People don't eat billions and euros in infrastructure. They need money, food to eat.
Hello.
Have you got someone there?
No, go ahead.
Okay, once again, those numbers are 226-7453 and 226-7454. We have a caller on the line.
Take the call. Let's get
Caller,
going.
good night.
Good night,
Welcome to the Glen Lall
done.
Show.
I live in Pleasance here. Mr. Lall just talked about corruption with NDCs. You got some of them in Pleasance here, they're changing car like more than the clothes. Yeah, they're just going and they're done by car and that kind of thing. And where I live in, got some big bush over 20 feet. And when you call them, they're telling you something else. Does somebody else got to come and do that?
Wow.
Yeah, some mocha bush by the KNP side in the spotting area. Yeah, but they're changing car every minute. They're buying brand new car. They corrupt too, like the government. Everything, as you say, corrupt from the top coming down because them downstairs see what upstairs going on with, and it's the same thing going on. Yeah, what I tell you? Me want to call a name, but where I living got some big bush over 20 feet. I bring them and show them already, and they're telling me some other me knows where. They're just going, some of them got
Hello,
a
please.
kids and they're just going and they're buying car. Quick.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Yeah, we got to go up on the streets, brother, and when you start, me blood is boiling. I don't want them back there. I just want to tell you, I don't vote. These clowns are selling, but they're going to vote and the government and the P and the N and the this and the part. I watch them so. They're just telling me I'm a jackass. But I know them is a jackass. Got them I know what's going on with the people them singing.
You gotta careful with your words. You gotta careful with your words.
Thanks, yeah.
Alright?
Yeah.
Good. Go ahead.
Thank
I
you.
can later.
Good.
All right.
Yes, sir. You're live on the air.
Yeah, Mr. Glen Lall.
Yes, sir. You're live.
Our president was walking the Lenora market on Saturday, and the people them that was selling there was haggling him because there was no one there buying. And he told them how he's going to build a new market for them and he's going to build new roads. But there is a bridge there named Pandit Bridge. Been there for 55 years since I know myself. And that bridge is still there. And he's talking about building bridge in the interior. I mean, is this guy for real?
The bridge where he bought and grew falling apart. And he can build bridge. He can build bridge in the interior to international standards.
Yeah, and he got a bridge called Pandit Bridge who have been there for all my life. And no one ever touched that bridge. It's, where is the sense behind what they're doing?
No, well, you see, if they build bridge here, we can see what they do. You understand? And we will know the cost. But when you build 32 bridge in the interior, you don't even know if the chap couple bamboo tree and throw it down and call that bridge. But the money gone.
He said he's going to build state-of-the-art road for the people in Lenora. We're still waiting to see when he's going to do that. Meantime, the people are hungry. They have no money to shop. The marketplace was, there was no one there on Saturday. Everybody was saying, what the heck is going on?
Yep.
It's a shame.
And then the newsroom posted in their headline talking about booming economic activity in the market. You speak to any market vendor and they'll tell you there's no booming economic activity.
Yes.
People can't afford to buy simple things.
Well, you would always have friendly news.
Yeah, but there's been friendly.
News
There's
homes.
been exaggerative. There's telling a half.
They were
half
haggling
truth.
him.
And then there's
How come no one is here
lying.
to shop? Because the sugar estate break down and they can't work. The people is not getting paid at the sugar estate in high flood. Go find out. This is how the things are operating in the neighborhoods.
Yep,
People don't know this.
Wow.
it's sad.
So, my brother, this is what we're facing, the glorified situation that they go on TV and hear and talk about.
Well, the educational process have to continue, my friend.
Indeed.
And we gotta keep doing
Sure.
that. And Glenlall alone can do it. Like how you're there, you gotta talk to the neighborhoods, you gotta talk to the people. We gotta talk to villagers, we gotta talk to neighbors, we gotta talk to our families. We gotta explain and tell them, even if they don't listen to the Glenlall show, you have to get them to understand. You know, that's the only way we get change. Education bring about change, brother. Education can take you to the moon. Education is the greatest gift you can give to any human being, my friend. There's nothing greater than knowledge, wisdom.
Glenn, I still see they're putting mala around these people's neck. I want to know when they're going to hang them by the neck.
No. What do you mean? Hang the mala around the neck, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
I got what you
All right,
say.
Yeah,
All right, good. Good night.
Bye.
Once again, those numbers are 226-7453 and 226-7454. You
We
can ring
gotta
us
take two calls or two
more.
two
Well, you can ring us on WhatsApp on 622-2222.
Yes.
I saw some people calling earlier, but we had someone on the line. So if you want to ring back, okay, somebody's calling back. Hello, good evening, sir. You're live on air. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. Hello. Hello. Oh, something happened. He's gone. I have another caller on the line.
Take it.
Caller, good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Namaste,
Namaste.
Namaste.
Look what happened in Region 6. Security guards, schools
Where is
can't get paid 2 weeks done over a month already. And security guards can't get payment yet. Man, these people don't make a task for that. Alright, thank you.
What he said?
You were saying something about Region 2. Somebody wasn't getting payment yet.
Somebody getting paid?
No. Yeah.
The government workers are salaries and
Okay.
But we are not here dealing with payments, you know.
Okay, I have a call here. Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. You're live.
Hello.
Hi.
Good night.
Good night.
Are you from Glenn Show?
You are.
Yeah. Me get me from Region 6.
Uh-huh.
These guys don't keep me in a wrong Region 6 today. And they're thinking you spoke like a 6-year kid. Them want to speak all the time and I listen to the audience.
Yeah.
And then when next thing, the vice president thing, they went and execute and put it on Facebook that the fuel price gonna drop. They're gonna take off the fuel price on the rice farmers. And until now, the fuel are the same place.
Yep.
Yes. So we can understand what really the people should tell people and what they must do.
Yeah. Did you hear that?
How you can delete them?
Yep.
Motor and guitar are two different things.
I think you're stupid, that's why you're telling you that.
Yep. Okay, thanks for your contribution. Thank
I
you.
hear you, brother.
Good
I hear you.
night.
I hear you.
You got one call here. I think that one is gone. All right, if you want to get us, it's 622-2222.
What happened to all them messages? People stop using me and so on?
No, but
I don't like to hear abusing.
Some people, no, the abusing is the usual thing. It's not even anything imaginative or creative. Where were you when ACNU was in government for 5 years? You didn't have a mouth then, and the same usual thing.
About the 50% increase, the drug bond,
The 18 million,
everything,
the usual,
everything,
the same
exactly.
old boring blah, blah, blah. So somebody says the bridges in the interior is where the money would be stolen, thiefing. That's what they said. The PPP government knows that all Guyanese people good for is talk and more talk. And that's why the government keeps doing what they're doing and nothing could happen to them. So y'all keep talking. We have a call here. Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show.
Hello, Kaieteur News.
Hi. Good night.
Yeah,
You're live on the air.
yeah. They say we are one people, one nation, one destiny.
Yep.
We seems to we left for the nation, we citizens left for the nation, and
Yep.
the politicians have gone to the destiny. So we got to join them and go to the destiny too.
They leave it.
They left us the nation, and them gone to left us and they gone to the destiny. So we have to catch destiny. We got grab land from them and hold them and go to destiny with them too.
Okay, I still think we're struggling to get to the one people part. Let alone to the nation
one
part.
People, one nation, one destiny. But them left us at the nation.
Yeah.
And they gone to the politician gone to the destiny.
All right. Thanks for your comment, caller. Thank you.
Grab land from them and go to the destiny too.
Yes.
We got to get changed. We have to get changed.
That's why we need to wake up.
Yes, we have to wake up.
All right. Thank you. Good night.
Okay.
That gentleman got a good sense of humor.
He does. He's funny. Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. You're live.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I think you guys need to come in Good Fortune and check out the area in Good Fortune what the government is doing.
What's happening in Good Fortune?
If you see the drainage system, the trenches near the primary school and the nursery school in a mess.
Oh my goodness.
In a mess, and every time you go to the NDC and find out from them when they're going to clean it, they're going to come tomorrow. They're going to come tomorrow.
So we gotta recover.
Well, you better wait. Hold on the line. Hold on the line. You better hold on the NDC and wait for them. Then you get the government to come there. If the government come there, the half of the treasury go empty there.
They're not coming here to check out anything.
Nobody's coming.
Nobody. If you see the road, they damage a road to build a road. They damage a bridge to build a road. That doesn't make sense at all.
All right, caller.
Yeah, because
Thank you.
yeah.
It's right by the primary school.
Yeah. Where the children
Yeah,
need to go to
because
school.
Miss Harris,
Yes.
the gentleman is correct.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
The
Thanks for your
gentleman is correct.
contribution.
The gentleman said they break a bridge to build one. They break
Yep.
a road to build a road.
What sense
And that's
is
so
that?
correct because the people who they appoint in these posts,
Yeah.
they most of the time they don't know nothing. They never build. These chaps never even taught a screw.
Exactly. But you see, there's a recurrent theme. The NDC keeps popping up. So money is being sent to the NDC, and the NDC is doing their own thing with the money. We got one more caller here.
Yes.
Good evening. Welcome to the Glenn Lall Show. You're live.
Yeah, I want to ask a question.
Sure. What's your question?
Oh,
Yeah, go right ahead.
yeah, everyone we leader, this leader we got the party, we got safety in the world for them, man.
What is that?
If any of these leaders pass away, if we're gonna have a state
We want
funeral
to-
for them.
There's one of them dead. These couple guys running this country, you got safety in the world for them.
Yes, once you're in public, once you die in office, once you're a public official and you die, of course, it's a customary thing.
Is that the question? Hello?
Yeah, I listen you.
Yes.
Yeah, did you hear what Mr. Lall said?
We
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yes.
All over the world is like that.
Do you have any other comments to make?
Yeah, because we want to know if money got, why they don't take their own money and all the money will keep up and do the funeral.
Yeah. We're wondering that too. All right, thank you. Have a good night.
The man make sure he finding out Here, man, if you have a thief so much, you still got, if the dead, you still got buried.
Exactly.
A better question, they were carrying it, to carry the money with them, and there's a better question to ask.
Good question indeed.
No, but I'll make sure they left it for the relatives,
The
man.
grandchildren,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
cousin, and this. Actually, one
Yeah.
more call. One more?
All right.
All right,
How
this
do you
is-
guys take it?
Good evening, caller. Welcome to the Glenn Lall show. You're the final caller for the night. Let's have your comments.
to Glenn Lall.
You're speaking.
Good night.
Yep, he's here. He's listening.
The only thing we can do now, is just vote them out. That's the only thing we can do. Vote them out. And that's what they're scared. They're scared of that. Vote them out. We don't want PNC and PPP and AFC. We must vote these people out.
So how are we going to get people to vote differently? Because, everybody votes the same way.
We got to go grassroots to grassroots, neighborhood to neighborhood. That's what they listen. Some people can't afford the phone. Some
Yeah.
people can't afford the call. Everybody planting and farming. They don't have time with the radio. We must go village to village. Wake up the people.
Are you willing to start?
All
That's
right.
the only way we can do it. Vote these people out. And that's what they listen. They only listen to that. That's why hit them in the heart. Hit them in the weak spot. Vote them out.
All right. Thank you for your comments.
I hear you loud and clear, brother. I hear you loud and clear. But I want you to go tell them PPP supporters, don't vote for PPP, or tell them APNU supporters, don't vote APNU. Convince them not to vote for them.
Exactly.
I know otherwise.
That's the question. You would think the crushing poverty might, help to persuade them to vote sensibly, but
Miss Harris.
I'm starting to think some people enjoy poverty.
Miss Harris, I enjoyed tonight's program.
Me too.
I just wanted to leave a little piece before I go. I want to add a little piece. I plan to tell them Wednesday, but I just want to give them a little heads up.
Tease though.
These projects that I have talked about on the prices, we don't know if that is the final prices on these projects because there is something
Variation.
there is something called cost overrun.
Variation, they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, variation, yeah.
Cost overruns.
Right. When they put out a project for $40 million for a little school, trust me, when the school handover, or before the school handover, it went to $65 million. You hear me?
Yep.
And I want to touch on it a little on Wednesday, and I want to explain the damage. Although all this money is being spent on these projects, Bernard, I don't see the fire station in Nandi Park and the Rhineville police station don't paint. Imagine you build a brand new concrete building yesterday and don't paint it the next day. Oh my God. All the money you done gone with it. You know why? That building has to be painted almost in every 6 months for it to look good. I don't know which contractor on earth, but you see, these are the type of people that give these projects to, right? People who never built anything, who doesn't understand contractual.
Yeah, like you want to build a fire station, like want to build a school in Linden.
Yes. You cannot build a home, build a home today and paint it the next day. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. That's a disaster in the making. Right?
Yep.
So think about that and join me back on Wednesday and let's continue this discussion. Once again, namaste and God bless. Have a great evening.
Namaste. God bless.